Hey, good morning. It's Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. We are here to talk about new home sales, which is the numbers that are going to be released in just a moment or two. I will tell you that we also are following another story, which we're going to do a separate live stream on probably within the hour. So we're going to do the new home sales right now. But there's another story that is brewing this morning. I thought the story was over, but it actually seems to have accelerated this morning. And that involves Ricky Carruth, Michael Ketchmark, and Inman Connect. So I would let this story kind of do its own thing in the background over the last week or so. And Ricky Carruth announced that he was actually going to do an interview with Michael Ketchmark this week. And as of this morning, Ricky Carruth appears to have been deleting a couple of videos that he did about Michael Ketchmark. And I know the story evolves. So I'm going to bring you up to date on that. And also we'll look at Ricky Carruth's channel to see if what else he has deleted, if anything. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he hasn't deleted them. Maybe he set them on the listed. I don't know. But they don't seem to be there anymore. So that will be another live stream we'll try to do within the hour. But let's see if we have the new home sales number. We're just going to bring this up. We'll refresh the page here, see how efficient the government is in posting this information. A little snap there. They're preparing for the Ricky Carruth story in the background, as you can see there. No, they have not posted the new numbers. So we're looking for residential. New residential. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Can't be that far away. It's not there. Okay. There it is. New residential sales. Let's take a look at the press release. We're looking at a change in October of minus 5.6, minus 5.6. So we'll bring this up for you in just a second. Let's see if we can get this press release up for you. Breaking news here. New home sales for October. New home sales for October. Just going to bring this here for you. Let's see if we can snap that over there for you. Bingo. I think we got it. Yes, we do have it. Look at that. So for November 27th, our new home sales, we were expecting 725. And wow, these are really interesting numbers. Sales of new single-family homes in October 2023 were seasonally adjusted annual rate of 679, according to estimates released jointly today by the U.S. Census Bureau and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. I would definitely characterize as a miss on that. This is a 5.6% below the recently revised September rate of 719, but is 17.7% above the October 22 estimate. So if maybe I misspoke there, but to be clear, I mean, we were looking for an estimate here of 725,000 seasonally adjusted on an annualized basis, and we're now looking at 679 with a median home sale price of 409,300. The next release date is just before Christmas on December 22nd. So if you look at the previous report on this, when this came out last month, we were at, and it seems that that number has now been revised. We were at 795 last month with a median sales price of 418. So that was a big jump. It was heralded as a big jump, a 12.3% number in September to a seasonally adjusted rate of 759 over a revised rate of 676 in August. So it seems like we're going back to the 676 number in August. Where are mortgage rates now? Because mortgage rates now, according to Mortgage News Daily, are at 7.3%. And when you look at the 10-year, yes, we'll continue without supporting it. When you look at the 10-year is now stuck at this like 4.4 number. It's been there for several days. 4.34 continues to be support for the 10-year. It used to be resistance. So you might have heard me say prior to that big run up to 8% that once we hit 4.34, that was serving as long-term resistance. And now 4.34 appears to be long-term support. Now, if we break below 4.34, I do think that, rates will go significantly lower, but we've kind of been trading sideways now for a week or two. And 4.34 is now basically support on the 10-year, and hence the spread on the 10-year to the 30-year note hasn't changed that much. I think it may have gone down as low as 290. I'm not sure exactly what it is today. I could do some quick math and figure that out. Heard Ray Dalio. Was it Ray Dalio? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was Ray Dalio over the weekend kind of explained something that I admit I had discounted up until this point. And his point was that continued government spending, which you've heard me talk about here, is going to be a pressure to raise rates over time. But he then countered and said that a potential recession in 2024 would be pressure to lower rates over time. And these two pressures would be a headwind and a tailwind on rates, and that they would effectively cancel each other out in 2024. And using, I think, the hand gesture that he used, that there might be some mild fluctuations, but his ultimate projection was that rates were going to stay about the same, with some mild variation in the 7% range for the most of 2024, if I understood what he was saying. And even though we've had a significant slide off the 8% number, again, I think we're going to go back to 8% rates, but, I don't want to be right on that, but I think we are going to be back against that. And the reason why I talk about rates right now is because builders, if we go over to my favorite website, or my new favorite website, I should say, builders, as you know, are, this is Resi Club, by the way, are using incentives for people to get into homes. So we don't know how much of a loss they might be taking on this, but in order to move inventory, they're basically giving you a break on a 30-year mortgage. And there's also been a lot of talk, whether it's, I think it may have been Peter Schiff over the weekend in a podcast interview or over Thanksgiving, where he said that in this economic slowdown, your mortgage is going to be a huge asset if you're locked in at 3 or 4 or something percent like that, as a huge number of people are. A great story here by Lance Lambert over Thanksgiving that indicates that these mortgage deals, these builder buy downs, are not universal, and you actually have to kind of hunt for them a little bit. And, you could be looking at a Pulte neighborhood over here, and the mortgage incentive isn't that really that good, but you could go like a mile away to a different Pulte neighborhood, and wow, the mortgage incentive there is really good. They're offering a much better deal. So you have to hunt around. It's going to vary by market, and even within builder, depending upon which subdivision, so to speak, you're looking for. And so in response to the ongoing rate shock, builders across the country have developed a strategic approach to stimulate home sales by offering a net effective price cuts. They've pulled back some on their profit margins in order to sell more homes. They've also started to build smaller homes. This approach stands in stark contrast to the existing home market, where home sellers in most markets, especially in the Midwest and Northeast, have resisted moving much on price because they haven't had to. So in order to stick the price where it is, but make it more palatable, they're offering lower rates. It's the same thing like when I bought a car in 2021, family needed a new car. Used car prices had spiked during the middle of the pandemic. It was just a teeny bit more to buy a new car, especially with the financing. So we bought a new car. And effectively, that's what they're trying to do with new homes. Now, existing home sellers can't offer the financing, can't offer the financing. So, and there's not a lot of supply of existing homes, as we've covered extensively on this channel and elsewhere. So new home builders are coming in to fill the gap. Also at Resi Club, there was this great story. I love this story here about this startup, which is how do we want to say this? They have this search capacity so that you can find people with assumable mortgages. So yeah, Rome exclusively showcases homes currently for sale with loans eligible to be assumable. You know, I'm not sure about the super long-term prospects of a company that just focuses on assumable mortgages, but in this environment, it makes sense. Jack, what's an assumable mortgage? It's usually a government-sponsored mortgage, like the VA is probably the most common one, or FHA, maybe even the agricultural department. And when you sell your home, you can effectively, this is a turn of a phrase, not the most accurate thing, you can basically pass on your mortgage or sell your mortgage with it. So if you've locked into a VA loan, for instance, at 3.1%, you can pass that mortgage over to the buyer. And this new company here is called Rome, has a bold plan to unlock housing affordability, connect home buyers with home sellers who have mortgages eligible to be assumable, enabling the buyers to take over the existing mortgage, including its presumably much lower mortgage rate. Back in September, Rome, which resembles Zillow, exclusively showcases homes currently for sale with loans eligible to be assumable. One of the challenges with assumable mortgage markets is that typically most conventional mortgages are not assumable. However, if specific requirements are met, most loans insured by the FHA, VA, and the Department of Agriculture are eligible. The cost savings from getting an assumable mortgage can be huge. And that is true, especially if the mortgage is an asset, and especially if rates continue to be as high or in the same relative neighborhood as they are now. So quick look at CNBC. They do not have their new home sales story up quite right now. But from what we understand, if we pull back up to the government report here, slide that over for you. New residential sales released today, down 5.6% on the change from October. That's an 8.6% swing, with median home price also slipping. We're at numbers of 679. This is a 5.6% below the revised September 23rd at 2023 estimate of 719. All right, so we will be back with our Ricky Carruth Inman Connect Michael Ketchmark live stream within the hour. Talk to you soon.